for some reason there's cheese price wars going on, and we need to smuggle cheese. There are stories from PETA, HSUS, Mercy for Animals, that portray any use of animals is always wrong all the time. Lean, finely textured beef. If everybody remember, the common term in the media was, thank you. So, you know, ABC worked really hard to create this story about lean, finely textured beef. Food safety. Food safety when it's in the news, when things go bad, bad burritos, cantaloupes, or spinach, consumers react by not buying anything fresh or ag-related. Consumer observations of products in stores may not always be what they seem. How many people have gone in and bought milk because they want organic? It's okay, it's organic, oh, just fine. How many people go in and buy chicken and it says hormone-free? All chicken's hormone-free. But it's a marketing term, so people see that. And then there's the genetically modified organism discussion. I did not make this. Somebody else had that up on the web somewhere. But there's, you know, the discussion of genetically modified organisms is in the media, and people have conversations about them. So why do farmers and ranchers need, you know, social media? Real quick, I just wanted to kind of outline, you know, what is agriculture. This is what most people in America perceive. I mean, in fact, probably pretty much everyone in this room. You think of farming and agriculture as this. But agriculture is more than just, you know, growing soybean, corns, chickens, pigs, and other things. There's a whole ecosystem involved. And it gets bigger because there are players involved around the purchase of food, the selling of food, the commodities. There are, you know, companies down here where you buy them. All the way over to the far left are the, you know, producers who help provide supplies. And then there are organizations around all this. Extension on there? Oops. Oh, good. Okay, good. I did get that in there. Great. So there are all these organizations that are a part of the word agriculture and farming. And yet, here's what, you know, the population of the United States on that side, and the number of farmers and ranchers. And this actually may be high. You know, this is kind of a rough estimate. Yet, everybody eats. So the reason why farmers and ranchers need social media is to be able to have a way to tell their story and share their story and get out there. And so that's why the Ag Chat Foundation actually got started. It actually started as an experiment on Twitter 5 years ago. The 5th anniversary of the hashtag AgChat is coming up in April. And it was started by Michelle Payne-Canover as a way to just say, I need to have a conversation about food and agriculture. I'll try this Twitter thing. She was one of those, you know, early Twitter people who said, why would I want to share my lunch story? Or why would I want to talk about what happened at breakfast today? But she took the effort to say, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to start this regular weekly chat about agriculture. And she created this hashtag, and she used AgChat. It was just a thing to use. And she started doing it every Tuesday night, every week. It's from 8 to 10 tonight, 8 to 10 Eastern time, so it'll be a little earlier. But early on, it was really just her doing this. And then she was able to get other people involved to form a community of sorts. She discovered other people on Twitter. Jeff Fowle was one of those. He's a rancher actually in northern California. Ray Prock is a dairy producer here, and also in California. Mike Haley, he's grows corn and beef cows in Ohio. And Darren Grimm, who's also a corn grower in Kansas. They all kind of got together around this Ag Chat and hashtag to organize the discussions. And that actually then led to forming an actual nonprofit foundation a year later, because they recognized that there was a need to be able to say, we need to teach farmers and ranchers in some fashion about social media. What do we need to do? How does that get done? What are the things that we have to do to help enable that? Just so you know, the mission of the Ag Chat Foundation actually is to empower farmers and ranchers to connect communities through social media platforms. So that's the mission of the foundation. But what do we do? Because I want to talk about what are the things, but it also means we need to get other around maybe a mission, also to set up events if possible. So the other thing that it gets done is run campaigns. So today we actually do campaigns. This is an example of a campaign that gets done around Thanksgiving. It's called Food Thanks. Sorry, this is Food Thanks. This is one of the activities that originally was just kind of like an organic. Hey, there's this Thanksgiving thing coming up, and farmers and ranchers produce food, and it's a Thanksgiving. Why don't we make a thing around it? And so it was just a hashtag Food Thanks. We put up a website and just said, hey, here's what Food Thanks is about. That was about 3 or 4 years ago. Now it's a little bit more organized around a specific goal of engaging people. This last year, we actually got some partnerships where we were going to donate. We donated money to food banks based on the number of times people tweeted specific things during this campaign. Some of the other things that the Ag Chat is enabling is we need to help create ag superstars or rock stars. There was a group that actually went to South by Southwest 3 years ago. So it's Ray, pork producer in Missouri. So they actually spoke at South by Southwest, and it was really to help enable them. That's what the Ag Chat Foundation helped do, is help fund some of that activity, get them there. But also bring in people to help talk. So these are people who are on their own doing different things, but they've all also jumped in and helped participate. So this Janice person, he actually works for Monsanto and talks about cotton and food. This is Ryan Goodman. He's actually now he works for the Montana Cattle Growers Association. He's out there talking about agriculture, cattle, beef, and other things. The Real Farm Wives of America. These are a group of ladies in the Midwest who organized around their blog posts. A lot of them talk about recipes and food and things about running a farm as a farm wife. Oh, and Michelle's on the upper left. She's the one who started the Ag Chat hashtag. But the key thing here is enable these people to have these conversations, but also bring them in to help on the training. So every one of these people in some fashion has been to one of the Ag Chat conferences that we've set up to talk, to share, to help explain some of the things like how do I set up a blog, all the way to I'm dealing with trolls and what do I need to do to get around the discussion of genetically modified organisms. Janice is really good at talking about this because she works at Monsanto, and if you follow the Monsanto Facebook page, you'll see a lot of stuff, and she works to deal with it. Organize. So there are some. I mentioned we did the Food Thanks campaign, but early on there was this totally random let's do a moo campaign. It's one of those serendipitous. It was not a planned thing. It was just a thing. Somebody said, hey, I'm going to put a moo hashtag, and using the network effect of all the people who are participating in Ag Chat in the past, and I have 5 minutes left right now, and all the activities around that, let's do this moo campaign. So that was one of the other things, is the Ag Chat Foundation used its platform to say, hey, FYI, this is moo. People would post pictures of the cows, dairy cows, milk, fake doll cows. Educate. I mentioned that we put on a conference. This is our 5th year. We're going to be having the Ag Chat Cultivate and Connect conference in Austin, Texas, August 21st and 22nd. We'll be bringing in Thomas Singer. He's a keynote speaker. We also had an event in Portland. So in the 5 years when it was just a conversation on Twitter with a hashtag, we've evolved to building up these platforms to help support farmers and ranchers to learn and educate through these kinds of events. And then spread the word. So people who have been participating in the Ag Chat conversations also go out and talk to other people on their own. So this is Ray and Jeff Fowler, they were at an event in California talking about agriculture, food, and social media. Becky McCrae, who participated in some of the Ag Chat conversations, she's out there talking about rural businesses, but also out there sharing the Ag Chat story. Real quick, I just want to talk about, there's some under the hood kind of activity that has to get done. We have to bring in volunteers and partners. So we work with the Animal Agricultural Alliance. They actually support the College Aggies Online. That's actually a formal program that the Animal Ag Alliance puts together to engage college students around social media. So from November to, from October school start year to say March, they have a competition as like the ag teams, either through College of Ag or through other ag-related clubs or departments, and they get points for posting, blogging, and the Animal Ag Alliance gives them scores, and at the end of the competition, the winning team gets money, like real money, and then the winning person gets money and a trip to the Animal Ag Alliance conference in May. And so the Ag Chat Foundation is partnered with the College Aggies Online. Also under the hood, we have to do metrics to kind of see what's going on. Some basic metrics, we use Google Analytics, we use Tweet Reach to kind of see what's going on certain occasions for certain events. Another under the hood activity is we need to provide a private community. Dave talked about using Facebook. We use a private Facebook, a secret Facebook group, because you can't see it unless you're part of the group, to coordinate volunteer activities around conference planning to just like if you attended the conferences, there's a Facebook group for the conference attendees to share activities. Question? Yes, so what he's asking is how could 4-H members be involved in, say, the conversation around Ag Chat? It's actually the Ag Chat hashtag on Twitter. It's every Tuesday from 8 to 10 Eastern Time. With the exception of the third Tuesday of the month, we focus on food. It's called food. The hashtag is food chat for that Tuesday. So that's a way to get involved. And there's no cost to that. Log on to Twitter, look for the hashtag AgChat. Tuesday, 8 to 10 Eastern. Tonight's topic is about International Farm Family Week. Any other questions? Comments? Yes, sir.
How large is AgChat team?
So if you said formally, the AgChat board has, I think, 12 members. And then we have a group of volunteers, and that's in about 20 to 20 range. And then we have some partners along with that. So there's some key partners, 3 or 4 partners, as in there are other organizations, 3 or 4. And then there's a larger community of participants, and I don't really have that. Oh, okay. So first she asked, who are the participants in AgChat? Are they just farmers and ranchers, or is it broader? And I will say it's broader. Definitely food chat conversation every third Tuesday, because that's about food, and we get a lot of registered dietitians, moms who are interested in nutrition, people who are interested in food in general, because sometimes the topic might be about, it's summertime, what are you grilling? In the food chat, or the ag chat side, sometimes it gets very narrow on what we talked about, no-till cropping, which is very specific to agriculture. We did have a drone discussion. I'm sorry, is it UAV was the corrected term, because people thought drone was too mean. That had a broad reach because all the people who were interested in just technology, they participated, and you can tell because I'll see new faces. Because I'll look at the stream and say, I've not seen that person before, and it's good to know. The second part, how does the conversation, say, from Ag Chat expand to a further conversation? So the safety one, we had a safety week, farm safety week. From that, we actually had a couple blog posts that we actually expanded on the actual topic of farm safety, dealing with silo safety issues, weather issues. So those were blog posts. And then those extended into the private communities. So some people actually carried those further out there. Sometimes it might get a little broad, like when we do a food chat activity, we'll extend the topic into one of the conferences. So at our conference, we actually will bring together a mom, a chef, a registered dietitian, and somebody from the community that knows about the food issues in that community. And that actually is one of the panel sessions we'll be doing this year. So that's extending food chat into an actual physical conference topic. Is that it?
We got 2 more minutes.
2 more minutes. One question. Yes, sir.
How do you keep the negative conversation of politics bias out of this chat? I'm always concerned about that. I'm, let's say, MasterCarder.
Okay.
I see that they're going to use this platform as a basis for them to show their bias.
So this is on Twitter, so we can't prevent people from using the hashtag and what I call photobombing the Twitter stream in some fashion. And that does occur on some of the more sensitive topics we've talked about, genetically modified organisms. People will come in and they'll put in their comments, and you can't prevent them from doing that. What we can do is, from a moderator's point of view, because it's moderated, the questions have been submitted in advance, and you put them out there and say, question 1, what do you think of genetically modified organisms? As a moderator, like I've done this a couple times, my job is to say, here are the rules. Be polite, be courteous, stay on topic. That's about all I can do from that point of view. People will still jump in and put in their 2 cents worth, and I can't stop them. Thank you very much.